Hey, it's Katie again. Last month, I stayed at this old hotel downtown. You know that type-red carpet, golden lamps, and that smell like the furniture hasn't moved since forever. My friend Emma booked it online. She sighed. It was charming. Yeah, charming in a creepy way. Anyway, we checked in late at night. The man at the front desk gave us keys for room 409. But when I asked him, "Hey, what about room 410? Right next to us, he froze. His smile disappeared. He said very quietly, "No one stays in 410. Ever." I laughed, like, okay, spooky hotel legend? Sure, but that made me want to know more. We got to our room. Everything looked normal. 2 beds, old wallpaper, a tiny TV. But when I walked past the door to 410, I noticed something weird. The keyhole was sealed with tape, like black tape, wrapped around again and again. Emma said, "Don't even think about it." But of course, I thought about it. That night, I woke up around 2 a.m. There was a sound, like knocking, and soft at first. Tap, tap, tap. I sat up in bed, holding my blanket. The sound was coming from room 410. I whispered, "Emma, do you hear that?" She groaned, half asleep. "Go back to bed, Katie." But the knocking got louder. Bang, bang, bang. I swear, the wall was shaking. I got up, tiptoed to the hallway, and stood in front of room 410. The black tape on the keyhole was half torn, like someone had been trying to peel it away. Then I heard a voice from inside. It said, "Let me out." I froze. My mouth went dry. It sounded like me, my young voice. I backed away, heart racing. But the doorknob rattled. The door shook violently, like someone was pushing from the inside. Then silence. The next morning I asked the front desk man again, "What's in room 410? He stared at me, serious. "There is number 410. Look at the numbers." I went upstairs and he was right. The doors went 408, 409, and then 411. No 410. But I swear to you, I stood in front of that door. I heard my own voice. And sometimes late at night when I close my eyes, I still hear it whisper, "Let me out." Hey there, welcome back or welcome to my channel. This is episode number 77 of 101 Horror Stories. And today's story was written by a user. Hey, if you want to write a story for us, the guidelines are in the description and the link to the Google form is also down there. Also, if you enjoy these scary stories, please consider supporting us because your support helps us continue bringing you new stories each and every week. Now, let's get on with the story. Katie and her friend Emma were driving home from a long trip. They needed somewhere to stop for the night, and so they decided to book a room at the local hotel. Even though the outside of the building looked nice, the inside kind of felt like stepping back in time. There was a musty smell everywhere, and the red-carpeted hallways made Katie feel like she was in some sort of cheap horror movie. They reached their room and dropped their things off. A few minutes later, Emma came out of the bathroom and approached the door to the adjacent room, which was closed but had a small gap underneath it. She tested the door and pushed it open slightly. "What are you doing?" Katie asked, checking to see if the room next to us is empty. "If it is, maybe we could have some fun," Emma said with a smirk. Katie immediately shook her head. "I don't know. Something about this place just feels creepy. And besides, I'm exhausted. Let's just go to sleep." Emma shrugged and went back into their room. Later that night, Katie woke up in the middle of the night and heard soft tapping coming from the other side of the closed door. She assumed it was just pipes or something and tried to go back to sleep. But then the tapping started again and gradually got louder. Katie sat up in bed and listened intently. Now it definitely sounded like someone or something was trying to knock the door down. "Emma, do you hear that?" Katie whispered frantically. "Hear what?" "Go back to sleep, Katie," Emma said groggily, but the noise continued and it sounded like the person or thing on the other side of the door was getting more and more impatient. Katie got out of bed and slowly approached the door. She pressed her ear against it and could hear the sounds of heavy footsteps and muffled banging coming from behind the wood. Suddenly, the doorknob began to turn. Katie screamed and ran back to the other side of the room. She watched in horror as the door slowly opened. As the door creaked open, a dark, shadowy figure began to emerge from the darkness beyond. Its eyes glowed an eerie red in the dim light, and its face was contorted in an expression of pure hatred and rage. Katie and Emma screamed and huddled together in the corner. As the creature slowly advanced towards them, its claws scraped against the floor, sending shivers down their spines. Suddenly, the creature stopped and turned its head towards the door. It let out a deafening roar, causing the room to shake. Then it turned back to Katie and Emma and charged at them with a speed that was impossible. The two friends screamed and covered their faces with their hands. But it was too late. The creature pounced on them and sunk its sharp claws into their flesh. They felt searing pain as the creature tore into them, ripping them apart limb from limb. Their screams echoed through the hotel as the creature devoured them, their blood staining the sheets and walls crimson red. The next morning, the owner of the hotel found the room completely destroyed. The walls were covered in blood and flesh, and the two friends were nowhere to be found. Some say their souls are trapped in the hotel, forever tormented by the creature that haunts it. Others say the creature claimed them as its own, adding their spirits to its collection. Whatever the truth may be, the hotel still stands, a silent and sinister reminder of the horrors that unfolded within its walls that fateful night. And if you listen closely, you might just hear the faint echoes of their screams carried on the wind. Or was it all just a dream? Who knows? Sometimes the line between reality and nightmares can be frighteningly thin. Thanks for listening. If you like scary stories, check out our podcast. Also, if you enjoy these scary stories, please consider supporting us because your support helps us continue bringing you new stories each and every week. Thanks again. Bye.